Very well, ladies and gentlemen. Very well. Welcome back to another cast of Trendfollowing Tyson. I had this done several times. I was having some issues here, but let's knock this out again. So let's just close up the week. All right. Identify the winners, the losers, what's running and what's not, and then we'll go from there. We'll pick up Monday, and this will be this is actually closing September out. So it's been a decent September. All right, so let's jump into some trend following psychology, and then we'll from one of the grandfathers of trend following, and then we'll go on from there. So from Jesse Livermore, instead of hoping, he must fear. Instead of fearing, he must hope. He must fear that his loss may develop into a much bigger loss, and he must hope that his profit may become a big profit. So we're still managing these losses and terrified that they may become big losses, so we deplete them. And then when we have gainers, we have winners in our corner, we weigh those winners. We want those winners to become very big winners. So we're hoping for big winners, and we're hoping that we don't get a really big loss. We're managing for that really big loss. We're managing so that that loss is small, and we're managing so that that win is quadrupled its that normal size. Okay, that's what we're trend following for. That's what we're doing. All right. Speaking of profits, they say you never grow poor taking profits. No, you don't, but neither do you grow rich taking a 4-point profit in the bull market where I should have made $20,000. I made $2,000. That was what conservatism did. So let's not settle for a $2,000 profit. Let's take our $20,000 profit. And if your count is not big enough for a $20,000 profit, maybe it's big enough for a $2,000 profit. Take your $2,000 profit, but don't settle for a $200 profit. Okay. So let's take big winners where our big winners are due, and let's not let the market settle us for little winners. Let's go in. Let's have some balls. All right. And let's put some size behind our winners. All right. Let's size up these winners. When we see these winners in our account, let's size them up. And let's deplete these small losers. And let's take a $20,000 profit where it's due. Okay. Thank you from the Godfather. One of the Godfathers of trend following. EYPT. EYPT. All right. On the yearly, you see it broke out of this range here. All right. Broke out of this 275, 285 area, and then boom, off to the races. Kind of late to be you're behind when you're talking about a move like that. You know, when it went from $2 this week, $2.30, and it's already up at $3.78. Okay, you missed a lot, but not too late to get on that. I'd suggest to get a ride on that thing now with a stop below 353. This area, this candle, and then give it some buffer space to 3. In case it comes back. That thing may be rolling all September. It's all this next month coming up. This may be the beginning of it. AVEO covered some nice space on the chart. AVEO covering some nice space on the chart. If it can get over this, that's the next point right here. Getting over that 349, 350. Okay. Might just open up right through that tomorrow. And then if it can jump through that right here, remember, we got to look left to see what we can do right. See what we can get to the right. We learned that from Sunrise Traders. So we got to look at the left of this. If we can get through that on this 5-year, boy, that's something special. Okay, that's going to really open up the chart. So the 100 and the 20 and the 200-day moving average crossing prices, just as you see, prices galloped after that. So AVEO on the run. Definitely looks really well there. This PACB thing. All right, I'm not sure if I would buy it just right now, but I think after we see what happens here, it may start coming back into itself for some pullback, depicting off the last of this trend. So let's not just buy that thing just yet. It looks like it's buyable here, but technically it probably should be waiting for it to come down and seeing what this is gonna, if this is gonna finish this little feint that it's starting to have here. So watch that feint. See if we can catch it for some continuation, see what happens with it, see if it catches some rebound. CDNA, I wanted to show you guys one of the better, more consistent stocks, and what we're all about here is our home run hitting signal. We like to follow, and when we catch it, we like to take it, and we don't kind of question it, so to speak. All right, so the reason why we would buy a $6 and a $7 stock breaking out is right here. Here's a $6 stock. This stock was at $2 and $4. Okay, it broke out of 4 over here, broke out of 6, 5 and 6 over here, broke out of 7, and then when it made this resistance level up here, it broke out of it again, and then it just off to the races. So a $7 stock, now a $27 stock, actually a $2 to $4 stock, now a $27 stock. So when all the criteria matches up on these $5, $6 stocks, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $8 stocks, we take the longs on them because we don't know what's going to happen, and that's a good reason right there. CDNA, one of the more consistent stocks on the market, and you can take a long on that now with the stop below 27. AMRS, the line of least resistance, this thing capped up all the way here and came down. We kind of caught it back here when it was moving up through 7, and then it came all the way up here, and then now it's found itself and trends on there. I like this thing long with a stop below this area here. Okay, AMRS just for continuation. It's kind of whippy, but you can buy it with a long here at 7 with a stop below 780, and then stop the rest of yourself out below 720 if it gets that low. It just may. But just know that that thing's on the, and then like we said before, if it can get through some space on there, if it can cover that 9, we were looking at that last higher high at 9. If it can cover that, boy, it start opening up this chart on some higher spaces. Well, definitely some space on that chart if it decides to open. Okay. WWE, remember we gotta look left to see what we can do right, guys. All right, WWE, remember I told you guys this thing will be $100 stock soon, and it's just carrying on through the races. One of the more consistent, better, stronger, more consistent stocks in its price action to WWE. I really like this thing for what it's showing us. Here's the 5-day. Stop below 95, get you out of this thing. You can take a long on that now. See what happens with this. It may just bounce there, and continue up. Bounced here several times, okay, on this 96. So 95, let that be your stop to get you out. I like that thing for continuation, excuse me. I think that'll be $100 stock soon. Last time we saw it, we looked at it a few times, but we started looking at it around $60, $70. So thing there, more consistent grinder. SESN, I like it for how it's looking up on this chart here. I like to buy it because it's kind of riding inside this line of least. Chart would ever show itself. Finally, SESN, sorry guys. So here we are, line of least resistance on SESN. You see it kind of taking off there. I like to buy it. See, you can probably draw a trend line from here all the way up and through here. Okay, so this is the best spot to buy it at, right in here. Kind of bounced up off of that already. So I like a buy on this with a stop below 180. Okay, SESN off. And kind of curling too. You know, higher highs and lows, pull back, higher highs, pull back, higher highs, pull back. So we're just understanding what this chart likes to do inside of itself. Every chart has its own characteristics. So these characteristics of this chart are higher highs and then pullbacks. Mostly almost all good uptrends are going to have these. A really good uptrend like that is going to have higher highs and pullbacks, mostly definitely inside of it. So when you break down the time frames and when you break down the stock, you're going to be looking for an entry on that. So perfect entry right now on this thing before it heads back to the upside. XENE, you can give yourself a stop below 12. This thing's been holding up really well, 1250 here. So just wait for it to continue the upside. XENE. EGAN curled. You guys know me. I might have several tickers. EGAN had that really nice trend going and then dropped kind of during earnings, and then now it's kind of finding itself. So see how that turns out. Found some support here. Not like this for continuation. You can buy that little curl and it might just chew that gap back up. EGAN may chew that whole gap back up, guys. That's a beautiful long there, in my opinion. That thing was so urgent to stay to the upside. You know, remember what I told you guys? Sometimes if prices want to trend to the upside, sometimes they just kind of stay there. Intelsat. Intelsat. Another good reason why we take longs and we don't question them. We took this thing at 750, 650 earlier this year around here, and never knew it'd be a $30 stock, and it looks just as good as it did here, and it looks just as good as it does here now. Okay, just as strong here as it was here. We bought it back here. Another reason why we buy $6 and $7 stocks when they match up, and all we need is just consistent higher highs to the upside. This little pattern here, and we buy it. Intelsat looking just as good as it ever has. Another home run from this show, you guys. Take a look at these things early. We don't take a look at them late. As soon as we notice them getting in structure. All right. I like Intelsat for continuation. Just a beast right now. All right. I don't know what the upgrades was because I don't follow price. It was something about an upgrade for price or something like that. I don't follow news, so I just follow price. But that thing to the upside, damn, Intelsat just a real stock. I like that with a stop below 28.50, 28.75. SQ, some really good trend followers from the Trend Followers Club trading this thing to the upside. SQ, I like where it's at now, buying it now and letting it get a stop below 96, 96.50. Get out of that thing. But to the upside, just as strong as it ever looked. Really decent, strong stock. Just really good. Just a beast. All right. Another one of the better trends on the market right now, BSX. You're not going to get stock looking this clean and this kind of price action to the upside. All right. I like a long on this thing now. So really good, clean trend there. All right. Pretty plain and simple. Pretty plain, cut and dry there. What's going on here? I like this thing with a long now below 38, below 37.50. All right. SX. Really good, strong, clean uptrend. CSBR, we brought this to you guys a few weeks ago. Brought this thing to you guys already. Here it's back. All right, because it's continued. Remember, no losers here, just winners. CSBR, it's a beast of a stock right now. All right, you got to follow these moves, get in. Most of these signals we're gonna take, they're just gonna be entries to uptrends. They're not gonna be like different head and shoulders type of patterns and stuff like that, which is fine for people that trade those, but we're trading more simple. We're just trading entries to get into trends, so it's normally going to be a breakout or a pullback, okay? Or maybe we're just going to buy price where it is as it just slides up. So like this one right here, I think we could buy price here now as it continues to just set higher highs continuously. As you see it set higher highs continuously here, and it just kind of moving like that. So we'll buy that now with a stop below $16 right inside this candle here. Okay, give it some space to move out. 15. All right, give that some space. ATRS moving along. AMD moving along. AMD's moving along pretty well. A lot of traders pushing price on this thing. AMD, just one of the more consistent stocks. I like it with a stop below 31. Give it some space. You can't be really tight on these bigger price stocks. You got to give them some wiggle room to kind of shake and move out, all right? AMD, I like that for a long and continuation. Stop below 31. That last little support level there. All right. SHSP, this internet thing, internet providers, just to the upside. It's a really decent trend to be following right now. All right. Don't know where this thing's going. Could be a 25, 27, 30 something dollar stock soon. All right. You guys know how the stocks we look at here, boy, they just cut up in price and we just don't know where they're going. So you could have bought that bounce there, but it's to the upside. I'd wait to see what happens there. A breakout coming in on this thing, okay? All right. Wait to see what happens with this SHSP, but definitely onto the upside. You can buy it now. That's a giant stop though. Stop at $13. You can set a stop at 13. Get inside that thing now in case it keeps moving. See what happens when let it trade and see what happens with an MRNS. I'm long on this. MRNS, I'm long on this, a winner in my opinion. Can't bet against a good dog. Can't bet against a good dog. Grand champ's a grand champ for a reason. All right. Grand champ's a grand champ for a reason. So let's not bet against a good dog here. So MRNS broke over that space I told you guys about up here. Over that 9 something. So breakout confirmed. And congratulations to this thing here. And as we just continue to the upside. All right, as we continue to the upside, MRNS. Okay. I'm long this thing at about 920 and some change around in this area here, continuing up. So I like MRNS for continuation, can start eating up that chart. Definitely has some, when you look to the left of it, definitely you're going to have to go to the 5-year to look to the left of it. And as you see, prices can start opening up definitely. MRNS, so I like that thing long. INNT, and we'll get ready to close out, and I'll see you guys this weekend. All right, see you guys this weekend. INNT, I like it, see it on that yearly where it's riding on this line here. I like to buy it on this line, and if you tighten up on your time frames, you'll see it curling up in price. All right, see it curling up in price. See how it bounced here, traveled up there, found itself kind of setting a little trend up there, kind of prices starting to curl. Remember, we're all about catching those liftoffs before they lift off too far. And if you see the liftoff here, we're kind of starting something there. So don't miss that move. If it starts taking off, it's starting to, in my opinion, price action starting to lift off here, and don't miss that move. Okay. We had a new high on NOG, and then I'll see you guys this weekend. Okay. Northern Oil and Gas. All right. Kind of setting up there on the top right. So we'll see what happens with that thing, okay? All right, so happy trend following. And I'll see you guys this weekend, and we'll see what wins and what doesn't win, okay? All right? Very well.